Hi guys, my name's Danny. I was captain of the squad in 2008, and I'm really sorry that I can't be there with you guys. I have some sorority recruitment stuff that's going on all week, but I really did hope to actually see you guys face to face and see some of the awesome work that I know you guys are doing. Um, I hear that you guys, had a little bit of a disappointment at the last competition, and I just wanted to share some of my own experiences with you to help give you an idea of some of the lessons that I've learned through Poms and afterwards. So, um, I know that I've never been on the squad with any of you, but if you have ever heard anything about me, you might know that like Poms was my life. I was absolutely obsessed, and I really gave my heart and soul to that squad. And a little bit about my story. When I was captain, we won pretty much every type of award that you could win, from choreography to placing to spirit awards. And it really meant a lot to me. Some of my proudest moments were winning some of those competitions and those awards. So our first competition, we won second place, which was really cool. It was a lot of fun. And then we won first place at our second competition, which was like one of the proudest moments of my life. And it was absolutely, like, I was ecstatic and couldn't have asked for anything more at the time. And then at counties, we had really high hopes. We'd done really well, and we were going up against the same people that we had gone up against in the past two competitions. And so when we found out that we did not only did we not place, we placed a lot lower towards the bottom end of the group, I was heartbroken. Like, I remember collapsing to the ground and just crying because I was so devastated, because I felt like my hard work had gone unnoticed, and I really wanted that people to recognize the work that me and my teammates had put in. But one thing that I learned as I got to college and whatnot, what happened was that really did something to my self-confidence. Had always been very confident in my abilities as a dancer, and I tried out for a couple of teams when I got to college and didn't make any of them. And I started to look inward, and I was thinking that, I didn't have what it took, and I didn't have that fire that I thought I had when I was at WJ. And so even when I just went out dancing with friends, I totally lost that spark where, I was just doing the kind of okay, dancing, however I think other people want me to dance, whatever. And then I started getting into the rave scene, where I don't know if any of you guys are familiar, but people dance like crazy. I can't begin to describe to you. And I realized in that culture that no one's really looking at or judging you. They're just having fun with themselves, and they're not worried about what you're doing. So I began dancing however I wanted to, and I was no longer worried about what other people were thinking. And then that actually translated into how I danced when I went to the normal, average clubs or whatever. And so now I draw attention to myself because I'm just dancing really no one else is watching. But it's those times when I really let loose that I get compliments on my dancing again. It's not when I'm being safe. It's not when I'm worrying about what other people are thinking. So, I was, if any of you think about who you were joining this team for, I really doubt that most of you tried out for the squad for the judges. Maybe you might have done it for your parents or for your friends, but for the most part, I hope that you were doing this for yourself, because dance is something that you love. And when I was in high school, people would say, Poms isn't a sport, and I would be super defensive and be like, Poms is a sport, you need to respect us, we work just as hard as you do. And yeah, Poms work really hard, but I realized it really shouldn't be a sport. It shouldn't be judged. It's an art. You're putting your own creativity. It's such a subjective thing. And you're putting in your heart and soul. It's not like a tennis match where you can, really articulate this person won and this person lost. Everybody has different things to offer, and that's why, I realized after high school that it probably shouldn't be a competitive thing, because it kind of loses, the spirit behind it. But I really want you guys to know that I think what helped us do so well when I was captain was we were really doing it for the love of dance, and we were doing it for ourselves and for each other. Yeah, we were concerned with, what the judges were thinking and whatnot, but I think I would have had a much better time dealing with that loss on the last day, and I wouldn't have let my love for dance fizzle out for a couple years if I had understood that first and foremost I was doing it for myself. And regardless of what anybody thinks, the joy needs to come first. And so, I understand that you guys are probably working very hard and, focusing on all the little details, and that's great. Keep that up. That's definitely something that, you're going to want to go with. But ultimately, you need to convey to the judges, if you want to win and that is what you're concerned about, you need to convey your love for dance to the judges. You need to show them that you know that you're good at this, and you know that you love this, and that there's nothing else that you would rather be doing. I don't know about you guys, but I dance by myself in my car. I dance by myself in my room, and those are some of the best times to do it, and I'm not worrying about anybody else. I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm doing it for me. And if you can just have fun with it, and, not let it destroy you if you don't get recognized, that's the biggest favor that you can do for yourself. And don't ever let anybody else validate who you are. I know that this isn't, a step-by-step how to win, but ultimately it's going to help you win, because year to year there can be an amazing showing from all of the different squads, but every year only 3 people or 3 teams are going to place. So regardless of how much work you put into it, how much training you all have, how talented you all are, you don't know where you're going to fall in the spectrum of who won and who's ranking. So the biggest favor that you can do for yourself and for your teammates is to just love it and do it for the love of dance, and don't do it for the judges, because that's not who you do it for. You do it for, if anyone, not just yourself, not just your teammates, but your family and the people who are watching and supporting you. Those people who have been driving you to practices, those people who come and cheer you on at games, those people who schlep to competitions first thing in the morning on a Saturday when they could be sleeping in. You're doing it for them and yourself, not the judges. We never know who the judges are. They're not always the most qualified people, and they don't determine how talented or how much work you all have put in. Something else that really helped us do well my senior year was we had a really strong sense of unity, and we had a very common focus amongst the team. Every day we got together and we intentioned not just winning, but doing our best. And we, at the beginning of the year, there was a little bit of competition between, getting put in the front for routines, or there was a little bit of issues with who had gotten captain and whatnot. But after a couple months, we really came together, and we were determined to do this for each other and to do it together. So a huge component, something that I'm sure you get scored on, is how synchronized everybody is in their movement. And you need to be synchronized in your thinking and your attitudes as well. So even if just one person is feeling negative or isn't fully there and isn't, doing it for the love of dance, then a piece of it gets lost. So it's all of your responsibility to pump up each other. You guys are a spirit squad. So first and foremost, you need to be spirited. You need to be upbeat. You are there to entertain and make other people happy. So if you're doing that, that's going to in turn make you happy. So if you focus on that and not on the, oh my gosh, their choreography is better, or, we don't have as many difficult skills. They did a triple when we did a double. Focusing and stressing and making those comparisons is going to break you down. And what you need to do is you guys need to build each other up and really come together, mentally and emotionally, not just physically on the dance floor. So I hope that you guys have a great rest of the season, and just that you maintain the positivity. Even if the results aren't what you want, I just hope that the feeling is something that you are able to cultivate and just have fun and enjoy being together. So I trust that you guys are going to do your part in conveying the love of dance to the judges and to your audience, and just having fun with it, because this is the only time that in your life that you're going to be able to do exactly this kind of dance and competition. And so have fun with it, enjoy it, don't let it break you down, don't let it make you doubt yourself. Just pick your heads up and enjoy it, because I'm super jealous and I really wish I was there with you guys. So break a leg. I'm sure you guys will be great as long as you do it for yourselves and for